So what if I told you that a text that's, thousands of years old actually holds a crystal clear step-by-step guide to finding real meaning in our crazy modern lives? Well, it turns out two little verses from the Bhagavad Gita do just that. They offer a roadmap to a kind of inner transformation. So let's explore this path together. Okay, let's kick things off with this really fascinating verse. It kind of presents a puzzle, right? On one hand, it says the divine is equal to all, impartial. But then it says if you're devoted, you create this special closeness. Now, let's be super clear. This isn't about God playing favorites. Not at all. It's about our choice to move closer on a path that's open to literally everyone. And that right there, that's the key. This verse isn't talking about a static belief system. It's pointing to a path, a real journey you take through your own spiritual practice. It's suggesting that how devoted we are, directly, and I mean actively, determines how close we get to the divine. And that closeness, well, that's the ultimate key to real, lasting liberation. All right, so the big question is, how does this transformation actually work? What does it look like? Well, the text breaks this whole profound journey down into three really clear progressive stages. So let's walk through them, and we'll start at a place that honestly is probably going to feel pretty familiar to a lot of us. Okay, so let's really dive into this evolution of consciousness, because we're not just talking about changing what you believe. No, this is a fundamental, ground-up shift in our entire relationship with the divine. It's a journey, really, from a place of self-interest all the way to complete and total surrender. I think this is just fascinating. This really maps out our spiritual growth in such a clear way. You see, it's a journey in three distinct parts. We start out with this kind of transactional relationship, right? I give something to you. Then we move on, we progress to offering our entire life's work as an act of worship. I give everything to you. And finally, we arrive at the complete offering of our very sense of self. I give me to you. So stage one. And let's be honest, a lot of us start right here. Our devotion is, well, it's conditional. It's like, hey God, if you help me get that promotion, I'll, fill in the blank. It's basically a spiritual business deal, a kind of part-time contract we have with the divine. But then as we start to mature spiritually, we move beyond those simple transactions. In stage two, we make a conscious choice to expand our devotion. It's not a part-time gig anymore. Every single thing we do becomes a form of worship. And every result, whether we label it good or bad, is just accepted as a gift. And doing this is what builds the mental foundation you need for much deeper knowledge. And this brings us to the final stage, stage three. The crucial point here, the big leap, is the complete surrender of the ego, the I, the me, the mine. The devotee really starts to live as an instrument, an extension of the divine. That feeling of I am doing this or this belongs to me, it just dissolves. Because at this level, you truly get it. The one who gives, the thing being given, and the one who receives, they're all just expressions of one single unified reality. So getting to this third stage, what's the payoff? I mean, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. No, it brings two incredibly profound real-world advantages that will completely change how you experience life itself. And here they are, the two ultimate rewards. First up, you get to live a life of joyful celebration, not in the future, but right here, right now. And second, liberation. We're talking about real freedom from that endless cycle of birth and death, mainly because there are no leftover desires pulling you back into the world. Now, this is the real heart of joyful living. I mean, just imagine the kind of peace that comes when you genuinely feel there's nowhere else you need to be and nothing else you need to achieve. All that striving just stops. The journey becomes the destination. Life isn't a race anymore. It's a picnic. It's just a continuous celebration. Okay, so these rewards are obviously incredible, but wait a minute. This brings up a question that takes us all the way back to that first verse we looked at. If only the most devoted people get this kind of freedom, doesn't that mean God is playing favorites after all? Well, the text is incredibly clear on this point, and the answer is a hard no. The divine is completely 100% impartial, and there are a couple of really simple analogies that make this concept crystal clear. Okay, think about it like this. You have a big, warm fire. It radiates heat equally in all directions, right? The fire doesn't pick and choose who gets to be warm. But How much warmth you feel depends entirely on how close you decide to sit. The fire is impartial, your experience is all about your own actions. Or here's another way to look at it. Think of a really great teacher. They want every single one of their students to succeed, and they offer help and support equally to everybody in the class. But at the end of the day, the grade each student gets is a direct reflection of their own work, right? The teacher is impartial, the result is earned. So here's the really important thing to understand. This whole journey, this knowledge you gain, it doesn't magically change the world around you. The world is still the world. What changes, and I mean profoundly changes, is how you see it. And this is the fundamental shift right here. You see, for most of us, we look at the world and we see a roller coaster of pleasure and pain, good and bad, ups and downs. But for the devotee who's reached this understanding, they see everything, every single person, every event, as a direct expression of the divine. And this connects us right back to the promise in that other verse. It talks about this principle of renunciation. But this isn't about giving up your house or your job. It's about giving up the ego's limited, judgmental view of the world. And by letting go of that narrow perspective, you become free. You unite with that much, much greater reality. So let's just end with this one powerful thought to chew on. If you genuinely, truly see every single thing in your life as part of a divine expression, what is there left to complain about? I mean, really, what possible foundation could any complaint even have? All that negativity just dissolves because you start to see the perfection in everything, exactly as it is. And what you're left with is just a profound sense of peace and acceptance.